Good morning. Just woke up, brushed my teeth, and now I'm gonna go ahead and put moisturizer on and sunscreen. It's usually how I start my day, because if not, I'll forget to put moisturizer or sunscreen, so I just do it right before I leave the room, and then we're gonna start to get some coffee. So I'm gonna take you along a not so typical day for a therapist. Today it's considered what I like to call connection day, and it's a day that I usually connect with other entrepreneurs, or do like podcast guest interviews, or I will meet up with people, things like that. So I have a long day today. I'm gonna take you along. So first we need coffee. I love starting my morning with the 5-minute journal. It is my favorite thing to do in the morning. I love it so much because it really focuses on gratitude. And if you don't know, gratitude really helps us feel more positive, and it actually allows us to revisit those good experiences and build just a healthier us. It also focuses on doing a daily affirmation, and affirmations are just short, encouraging statements that you can use to create a more positive frame of mind. And the more often you use an affirmation, the more it can help reinforce your value and self-worth, and it may even positively affect your behavior. This is why I absolutely love it. I always recommend it to my clients. If you love this journal or want this journal, try it out. You can use my code MonicaD10 for 10% off. This is not sponsored. I just really enjoy it and really love recommending it to people. Now, once I'm done with my journal, I will cuddle with Wilson for a little bit, just play around with him. He is honestly the best. I love to be able to just relax and just not feel rushed for the day. Now, once I'm done with my journal, I will often read a personal development book. Right now, I'm rereading Kristen Nev's Self-Compassion. This is such a good book if you're in a space where you just need to be kinder to yourself. I know I personally struggle with a strong inner self-critic, so reading about how I can be nicer and kinder to myself is so important. So again, this is also a book I recommend to my clients if they're in a space where their inner critic is a little bit louder than usual. So once I get all that done, I grab my phone and I look at what I have going on for the day. So after reading my book, getting my coffee, doing all that, I like to do posture exercises. I have this, my biggest insecurity has been my posture. Like, I do not have really good posture. So I found a 10-minute video on YouTube, and now I'm just doing this daily to help reinforce that I can work on things that I don't feel good about, right? And it only takes 10 minutes. When I went to the chiropractor, they recommended this thing called the Denny rule, and so I use this for 5 minutes. You keep increasing the time. I don't recommend, if you don't have a chiropractor, recommended this to get it. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do next. I am done with my morning routine, finished reading, finished doing my posture exercise, having coffee, all of that good stuff. I will now get ready. I don't have my first thing of the day until 10, so I'll take 15 to 20 minutes to get ready and pick an outfit, and then I'll just get on, I'll start answering emails, things like that. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I will be back. All ready for the day. It's about like 9:10, so I'm gonna go and do some emails, but let me give you the OOTD. This is the fit today. This is from Zara, and these are from Target, but I have a bunch of little errands to do today, so wanted just something comfy, and it's kind of cold here in Dallas, so this is what we're working with. I got this from Amazon, and yeah, this is what we're working with. So right after I get ready, I come into my office, and on Fridays I take over my Instagram account for engagement. Usually throughout the week I have a virtual assistant who will be in my DMs, commenting on posts we put, engaging with just like the community, and that kind of helps me have my own time back and really be present during the day with clients and not have to worry about that part of marketing, right? So marketing and engaging with potential new clients, things like that, my VA kind of handles it. But on Fridays I take over, so I am gonna do that. I'm gonna get on Instagram, do some stories. I usually do a IG story in the morning or when I wake up, so kind of showing my morning routine, things like that. But yeah, today I'm just gonna share kind of what I'm doing throughout the day and all that good stuff. Once I am done with Instagram and I've uploaded my Instagram story, put the caption, all that stuff, because that takes a good minute, I will engage for a little bit, and then I will hit the emails, just answering emails on Friday. So that's what I'm going to do. But first we hydrate. We hydrate. We stay hydrated here. Thankfully, we don't have a lot of emails today. I just have to pay an invoice for my social media manager, Abby. Yeah, typically on Fridays, I get on ClickUp, which is a project management tool that I use to kind of run my business. This is where I communicate with my social media manager, with my virtual assistant, and just look at any to-dos for the day. And on Fridays, this is where I assign tasks to my VA. If anything comes up where I need her to take over some things for next week, which I probably will, because next week is period week and we don't have as much energy to do things, so it's good to delegate. I'm really grateful that I have that space. If you are a busy girl, busy CEO, having someone who you can delegate things is so important. I know that that can feel like such a luxury, but it's worth the investment. That was one of the first things that I did when I started my business, is really budget for help, because I knew starting my private practice by myself was going to be hard, and we don't do things just by ourselves. Like I always preach to my clients, you don't have to do things alone. That's why therapy is such a great tool, because you can have someone to help guide you through some of your decision-making process and things like that, and we don't do things alone here. So I wanted to share that with y'all, how I do have help. This is primarily one of the reasons why I'm starting the YouTube channel, because I have this help and support, and things are kind of just working behind the scenes. So Anyway, we're gonna check to see if we assigned my VA any new tasks. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm doing a live Q&A via Zoom with the Fearless Chase membership. This is a membership community for women who want to live an intentional life, and part of their membership is they bring in guest experts and talk about a topic on intentional living. And my topic was all about building healthier boundaries, how to respond, how to state your boundaries, things like that, as well as how do we validate ourselves, right? How do we stop looking for external validation? So today the girls get to ask me a bunch of questions, which I'm excited about. I love that part of being able to do these things outside of, it's not typical therapy stuff, but I love being part of communities. I love being a guest on podcasts. Like, this just the things that I love to do additionally from running my own practice. So I'm gonna do that today, and then after that I'm gonna have lunch, and I think I'm gonna go get Chick-fil-A, even though I do have leftovers, but I'm just not feeling the leftovers, and I feel like that's a kind thing that I could do for myself. And then I have my own personal therapy session and gonna get my nails done, then some friend time. So I will come back after lunch to also show you guys what my, like, kind of give you guys an insight of like what therapy looks like for me, how I prepare for therapy. Because I do prepare for therapy, I bring my notes. So I will share that with you, kind of what I want to talk about today with my therapist. I just finished the live Q&A and it was so good. Like I said, this Q&A was in regards to how we set boundaries and what makes it uncomfortable, where we found and what areas we found have been the most uncomfortable places to set those boundaries. And a lot of the ones that came up were emotional boundaries and physical sexual boundaries. So I'm curious if you comment down below if you want me to do a video on just like the different types of boundaries, how we communicate them, what can make them hard for us to share. Tell me if you'd be into that. But anyway, I am now gonna go get some Chick-fil-A because I deserve it and we love some Chick-fil-A. Monica.
Okay, Monica.
Could I get the 4-count strip meal?
And the drink on that, ma'am?
Powerade.
Any sauces for you?
No sauce. And could I make the fries large?
Only the fries?
Yes.
Ma'am, that total's gonna be $10.16.
Thank you.
Alright, ma'am, we'll have that ready for you at the window.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You guys well, ma'am. Take care.
Literally feel like awkward. I don't know if he saw that I'm recording. Oh my gosh, such a YouTuber. Look at me. No, it actually is awkward. I mean, anybody who's doing this and just like doesn't feel awkward at all, I think it comes with time. Tell me if it comes with time not to feel as awkward to film in front of people, because I think it's awkward.
Strip count meal with a large fries and Howard?
Yes.
Howard,
Thank you. Have a good one. Oh shit. Oh, my fries just flew off. Okay. Holy shit, that was hot. That was hot. Literally made it home after that traumatic fry experience. I stuffed that whole fry in my mouth and it was so hot. But now I'm gonna eat my Chick-fil-A. Gonna watch Degrassi. Am I saying my age by saying like I watched Degrassi? It used to be like a teen show back in the day, and I think HBO is rebooting it. but you can find it on Prime, on Amazon Prime. And I don't know, just like rewatching it, it's fun. It's fun to watch. So it's kind of like if you like Euphoria, things like that. I feel like it's more tamed than Euphoria, but yeah, gonna watch that. Gonna eat some Chick-fil-A and watch that, so. Just finished relaxing with Wilson. He is still very much relaxing. Where you at, bud? Yeah. He's gonna be napping for a minute, but I'm gonna go to my office and I'm gonna kind of walk you through how I get ready for therapy. It's about 12 minutes before my session starts, and I am doing online therapy. To be honest, I prefer in-person, but with the pandemic, a lot of people are not doing in-person sessions, so that sucks. And there were some specific things when looking for a therapist that I wanted. Like, they also had to be Latina or at least serve that population. So it also gets even harder when you're narrowing down a specific type of therapist. So we're doing online. We had to make a compromise, but that doesn't mean that we can't create an environment that feels like therapy. And for me, I like to do it in my office because it's just so bright in here and I just love it. I just love it. But I do spray like an essential oil, something that's just gonna calm my nerves when it comes to therapy. I'm out of breath, I don't even know why. But yeah, so if you get nervous before therapy, that's totally normal. I think it's just like, for me, sometimes I get nervous because I just want to articulate my feelings and maybe I have a lot of emotions that day. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and spray this because this smells so good. I got this from Bath and Body Works, Bath and Body Works, Jesus. Okay, so this is the, let me see if you can see it? Okay, I think you can see it. But it's vanilla and I absolutely love it. Also make sure I have water because I get super thirsty when I'm talking a lot. And I make sure I have some tissues right here in case your girl starts crying, because crying is sometimes what happens. And then I usually do this on my day off, but I like to write down what I want to process in session. That way I just feel like I am taking the most out of my session. And so this topic for today's topic, I'm actually going to talk about friendships. And one of the main things that I'm going to talk about is how I just broke up with a friend. And I felt like I was going back and forth whether or not I should do this. I think at the end of the day, I felt really good about it. But I still have just some emotions that I haven't processed after I did it. And I think if I look back, I think I could have done better with communicating my needs with friends. And I think that is one of the things that I want to do better, communicate better with my friends to make sure that they're meeting my needs, I'm meeting theirs, and it doesn't just feel like a one-sided friendship. So I know where I went wrong. I think communicating it to that friend or ex-friend was where I went wrong. And so it happens, we live and we learn, and that is part of growing. And I think sometimes we can throw out like setting boundaries, have open communication, go into conflict, but sometimes that can be hard. So my battery light is showing, so I'll be right back and I'll let y'all know how the session went. Bye, take care. That was such a good therapy session. Felt really good. I cried a little bit, so I have my tissue, but always feels so good after therapy. I processed everything that I wanted to say to her. to my therapist, just about what I've been going through and things like that. And one of the things that I took from this session, I usually write notes if my therapist says some stuff that I want to make sure I'm doing. This gives me a good metric of like, am I, keeping myself accountable? Am I taking in, some of their suggestions? And one of the suggestions was to recognize where I am doing well with communicating with friends, and what friendships have allowed me the space to communicate with them about my needs. So adding that, I do a monthly reflection on just overall just how the month went. And I think adding this prompt to it will be really, really helpful. So that is it. Now we're gonna go get these crusty as nails done. They're not that bad. Like, I think they're not as outgrown, but we're gonna go get, like, this one just broke. So we're gonna go do that. So we're just gonna relax until we have to leave to go meet Tiffany. But I haven't scrolled on TikTok all day, so I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna scroll a little bit on TikTok. I try to give myself a limit. Also, I'm whispering because my husband is in the other room taking a nap, an afternoon nap. He's gonna go back to work, but he's taking a nap. So we're gonna be quiet. But I think I'm gonna just scroll a little bit on TikTok because I haven't. And yeah, we're hoping just to scroll for 30 minutes. Limit is usually an hour and 15, but we're gonna try to do good. Just 30 minutes. Wilson, come here. He's here, being all cute. Back from hanging out with Tiffany. It was such a good conversation. I didn't film everything because I wanted to respect her privacy, but I did want to share something that we both talked about. Like, we were both talking about how we were having a lot of anxiety just like hanging out. We hadn't seen each other in a long time, and just having anxiety or anticipation anxiety, and almost wanting to cancel because of that, and also just feeling overwhelmed. When you're in a field of like having to interact with a lot of people, and Tiffany's in a field as well where constantly interacting, like, can also feel overwhelming just to have a lot of these social situations, like social gatherings with friends. And so it was such a good combo. So if you're in a space where, like, you're wanting to reach out to friends, do it. I think it's so important to reach out to our friends. Sometimes I feel like we can get into this trap of like, no, let them reach out to us, but how much of that is a disservice to us? Because if we want to hang out with them, like, let's just hang out with them. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this vlog. And if you did, please comment down below any video ideas, anything that stood out from this vlog that you want to hear more of. I'm gonna continue doing these like day in the life vlogs as a therapist, because I go through some of the same human experiences. Like, I'm still unlearning, relearning things I learned from childhood, and just trying to navigate this thing called life. So thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Is that the thing? I'm still trying to figure it out. But don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys in my next video.